So Jeskai Ascendancy combo. If you've watched my stream before, you probably know, are familiar with Jeskai Ascendancy. So basically what this deck looks to do is we play this card that every time we cast a cantrip or 1-mana spell, it untaps our creatures and lets us loot. And basically with Fatestitcher in play, we kind of cycle through our deck with Jeskai Ascendancy out, tapping down their blockers, and then attack with a giant Fatestitcher for lethal. On the back of Pyromancer Ascension, we could also be like a pseudo combo burn deck by finding our lightning bolts. And then past that, out of the sideboard, we also have this like creature-based plan too with Pyromancer plus Monastery Mentor. I've played a lot of green Jeskai Ascendancy, which is a more dedicated all-in combo deck without interaction like Path and Lightning Bolt. So I'm interested to see how this like slightly slower interactive build goes. In general, in my experience in Modern, being slower and more interactive is generally not a winning combination. So I'm curious to see how this feels. Unfortunately, no blue cantrip, so can't keep this one lander. Was Allies a cut from earlier? Allies is not a cut. So if someone wanted to cut in for the last League of Today, they are welcome to. And Allies will just stay in the queue then. Faerie Conclave is also a way we could technically combo. Don't cut me, bruh. I think I'm going to do some Modern tomorrow or Friday morning, Pathfinder. I'm definitely going to have some extra Modern streams this weekend. So if it gets cut, it'll be up this week for sure. You're not going to have to wait till Monday. That is a Faerie Conclave. God, our hand is rancid. Just like kept a 5-lander. This build of Ascendancy is probably a lot less bad against the card Eidolon of Rhetoric, or Eidolon of the Great Revel, than Green Ascendancy is, because we have a lot of bolts and stuff to kill them. Ah, the incredibly powerful Remand. Mill had a rough day. Well, kinda. Mill had someone, we archive trapped someone on 1 with Mill, and they conceded the match. And then we, what's it called? And then we got Blood Mooned and conceded, and then we got Torched by Burn in the 5th one. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch a basic Planesseer, I think. Before I start opting and putting cards at the bottom of my deck, I would like to get my fetch lands used up, I think. Oh yeah, we had a cut the line donation, but goalie decided they'd rather have that gets used for a later date, because people who donate larger amounts can request specific days that their decks get played on. I think I'm in for Path to Exile here. Like taking Grimboy out's probably worthwhile. Card's gonna do some damage to me. Ugh. They've got a Rift Bolt on suspend here that we're gonna remand back to their hand, send it back from whence it came. He just double suspend Rift Bolt. We are so dead. And man, whoever has that Pikachu emote, they, I'm surprised they haven't gotten in trouble. Nintendo is very liberal about going after people that use their IP and stuff like that. I gave them their 3rd land conveniently too, so I assume we're dead here. Well, that's like an official Pikachu one, right? Like that one's through Twitch. That's a good suggestion. Thought Scour path. Thought Scour in case we had a path. Yeah, there's much like the music that people aren't supposed to do. There's a lot of people that use other brands' IPs for their emotes and could get in trouble if someone decided they cared. Vomit. Yeah, I don't play music because I don't have a radio license to stream music that people would want to hear. And I prefer not to break my Twitch partner agreement while I stream. Anytime you open someone's past broadcast and it says this stream has been, this video has been muted, that means that that person has broken their Twitch partner agreement. If you're interested in the type of music that I like, you can listen to my Pandora station here. They just like have Stone Cold Nothing. Not using WotC's IP. WotC has a very liberal fan art policy on what people are allowed to use with their stuff Want to Be Beetle. They could have a bunch of Searing Blazes in their hand. That's true. Do I want to put Fatestitcher into play? Like, Searing Blaze is, like, very likely. Huh. I could just, like, flashback looting and, like, hope to find lightning bolts. I think I just looting. I think I have enough card draw in my deck that there's a good chance that I could, like, fade for another turn or two here. I have no idea if Pandora links work on mobile. I don't have a Lightning Helix in my deck. There's one in the sideboard. All right, that's a bolt. Yeah, streaming on Twitch is a lot like being a parent or a teacher. You just repeat yourself. You speak slowly and repeat yourself often. So now I need to find my fourth bolt. I always needed to find my fourth bolt though, right? Fountain, build your own blaze. Yeah, the fourth bolt does it because of Remand. So I bolt them, I copy the bolt, I remand the bolt, I rebolt them. Oh. I could animate here, huh? Because Remand protects us from the blaze. I guess it doesn't anymore because I messed up though, right? Perfect. Alright, so I'm gonna remand them. I'm gonna remand my bolt. I mean, I don't know how we won this game. Because, like, if they had a Helix, we were dead, so we don't need to play around Lightning Helix here. As a good suggestion / read from chat on the they likely have Blaze, don't play a creature out. It's a very, very heads up observation. The takeaway here is to keep 5 landers against Bird, right? Is it nuts to trim 1 path? Visions could be the cut too. Yeah, I was thinking that. The card's only really good when we're winning the game. It's pretty mediocre otherwise. I don't think this is a Monastery Mentor / Pyromancer matchup. They have a lot of things that kill those. Has JAC always played Pyromancer Ascension? So, this isn't really... This isn't really an established archetype. This is a deck that just like is kind of a fringe player in Modern. So like, saying it usually plays something is kind of like it doesn't usually play anything because this isn't really a known established deck. My data article from the PT is now live on Cool Stuff Inc. by the way, if people wanted to check that out. So bit.ly/Google articles there. You'll be able to see my data dive from the PT. My opponent just commented they had 4 Blaze in their hand at the end of that game. That's fantastical. So I think I'm going to play this and then fetch a Steam Vents tapped. Just want to prioritize preserving my health total here. Did I miss something, Miles? Is it on my website also? There's a link to my articles on my website. My articles themselves are not hosted on my website. It's so weird to me. It must be different people making the decisions, because like the Moto data policies are really archaic and annoying, but like what was I gonna say? The Moto data policies are archaic and annoying, but like the Pro Tours have just an incredibly vast amount of data available to them. Oh, Miles, I missed it. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the sub. Welcome. I totally missed it. I was like, I thought I was looking that my article was posted. Thank you for the support. Gosh, we even get to draw this island off the top of our deck with this Goblin Guide. We're so smart and thin. So I get to Thought Scour myself here. Maybe I was supposed to stick Ascendancy that turn. It's the best concert I've ever attended. I'm not a big concert goer. So during my undergrad, I put myself through college working at a small theater, and I worked like 40 to 60 hours a week there. So like going to concerts for fun wasn't something I really did because I did it for work constantly. Hey, Lem, thanks for the 5 months. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks back this way again this month. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. As the theater's jester, yeah, I did audio and lighting type stuff. Yeah, I have a degree in mathematics. Sure. Yep. Man, are we gonna die next turn? Even with them stumbling here, I think we're still gonna end up dead. Like they have 4 lands and 4 cards. No way they can't do 6 to us. All right, next game on the plate. Could have opted for land timely. Now that's not good enough. Oh, I could have passed and then opted for land timely. Yeah, maybe. Seems okay. That's a win. Amulet Titan's really good against mid-range and control decks. In fact, it's one of the big draws to playing it as a deck. Just so many Eidolons, chat. Why are there so many Eidolons? Let's get them. Well, I mean, as far as, like, non-land draws go, Helix was towards the top. We got that going for us. Yeah, I think you're right that I prioritized getting the Ascension online and should have just played the Ascendancy. I did not have to write a thesis for my master's. I did like what the school called like a project. Like I wrote a short paper, but it wasn't as involved as like doing a full thesis. All right, skull cracking, kill me, please. The reason why cards like Murderous Cut don't see play in Modern is because any deck that is capable of powering out Murderous Cut, generally speaking, would rather play a card like Tassiger or Gurmag Angler. It's a fast, brutal day for Modern, chat. This deck This deck feels pretty clunky. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you're at in the world. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here streaming Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. I play a ton of Modern on Magic Online. I play a ton of Standard on Magic Arena. If you find yourself enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. mtgotraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. Are you someone who thinks you always find the best line while playing Magic the Gathering? Why don't you put your skills to the test? Head on over to possibilitystorm.com and find over 80 Magic the Gathering puzzles. They do new puzzles every single week there. And you can find a couple examples of me working through their puzzles on stream on my YouTube channel as well. CoolStuffInc.com buy and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, you probably hear my shuffling deck going there. It's often in my hands while I'm sitting here thinking or chatting or jabbing. They are protected by my wonderful BCW Elite Guard sleeves. You can head over to bcwsupplies.com and save 10% on all of your orders there by using code Jeff10. They do sleeves, deck box, and all sorts of other great stuff. Snowski, thank you for the great content. Thank you for the 8-month free subscription, Snowski. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. All right, so we kind of clunked up and died against Burn. Burn is what I often describe as the litmus test heading into Modern. If your deck isn't efficient enough to feel like it can keep up with Burn, it's probably not going to have a good time. And we definitely had this issue where we were able to get our Ascendancy into play, but then we played this 3-mana card, and the 3-mana card didn't win us the game on the spot. So when you get these more expensive cards in Modern, they're susceptible to hate. Generally, you want them to be really powerful. And I think without the Birds of Paradise and stuff to accelerate into the Ascendancy, this deck's going to struggle against a lot of the faster decks in Modern. Just 4 copies of Path and 4 copies of Bolt just really isn't sufficient interaction to keep you alive a lot of the time in Modern. Is risk factor seeing play in Burn? It's not. It's too clunky in Modern. Modern, again, Modern's this really fast, brutal format. And just drawing 3 cards with risk factor, you generally die before you have time to utilize them. We actually played a league on stream with Burn with risk factor. We actually 5-0'd it, but we just, we ended up cutting risk factor, I think, in every match except one. It was not a particularly impressive or useful card in our experience. The theory ended up lining up with the practice with that one. What's my mother's maiden name? No, I will not help you answer my security questions. That's a very common security question. Experimental Frenzies, likely bad in Modern for a lot of the same reasons that Risk Factor is bad in Modern. It's a card that's trying to generate slow, grindy card advantage in a format where slow, grindy card advantage is not what you want to be doing. Is there really not a Sacred Foundry in this deck? There isn't a Sacred Foundry in this deck. Squagleaf, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Do I want to keep Path and Bolt here? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to keep the Path. Why looting over Serum Visions? I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. Do you have any board game recommendations? Did I do that? Did I ask the man for that? Board game. can't remember if I did a command or not for that. I tweeted a picture of all of my favorite board games the other night. It might be buried by now because I tweet a lot of pictures. A lot of pictures of decks. It wasn't that long ago. It was just over the weekend. There it is. I was looking for a tweet and then this happened. Yay, modern. And like, again, just like a fantastic example of why this deck isn't fast enough. You know, we're gonna put, even if we put Ascendancy into play next turn, we're just gonna die, right? We're just gonna die. I've got 2 copies of Ravenous Trap. Board out these remands, I guess. Did I board in these creatures? They just died to Conflagrate. Need to keep Icon. That's the best part about playing Arena, or playing digitally in general, which includes Arena, but Magic Online as well, is just like not having to like sit there and make sure your opponent's not cheating or they're taking legal game actions. I don't change formats midstream. So this is something explicitly bad has to happen. That's just part of Modern. Like sometimes you just die to Dredge. If you don't want to die to Dredge like that, you just shouldn't play Modern. It's how the format is. Sure. Yeah, I'm cutting Path against the Prized Amalgam Bloodghast deck because getting rid of one of their 6 creatures isn't going to stop me from being dead. Peace, Gambam. We need a Fatestitcher. So the goal here is to live till turn 4 and maybe combo then. So Remand's okay against those cards, but again, if I'm sitting there dorking around holding up mana, I'm not looking for the cards that allow me to actually win the game. So like, I need to not split the difference, I need to try and actually win the game. I guess I take that because it gives me the most looks at a Fatestitcher. Do I keep Ravenous Trap here? Is having this next turn going to be good enough? I guess I just hope it is. It's probably better than a random. Their start's kind of slow here, so we got that going for us. I guess it depends on like if they have a Cathartic Reunion here. If they have Cathartic Reunion here, probably up a creek without a pedal. Hot take, Splinter Twin was never offensive and was banned to make the Pro Tour more interesting. Is that even a hot take? Is it a hot take if it's true? Luke, medium worm take. So, Obscene Sanity, this isn't a dedicated Pyromancer Ascension deck like the Jeskai Ascension deck that we've played a bunch of on stream. This is a deck that's trying to win with Jeskai Ascendancy that has a couple of Ascensions as a backup plan for when your Ascendancies don't come together. How'd Angel Come go? We actually 4-1 with it. Seemed pretty reasonable. But that's like saying we need to ban humans, J. Gross. Humans, while it's been legal in Modern, has frequently had numbers that are similar to what Splinter Twin had in terms of metagame percentage when Splinter Twin was banned. The Jund Dino videos on YouTube is cut short. Is it? You're the first person to point it out if it is. No, it's an hour and 40 minutes. Unless you mean you just want to see it again, in which case somebody else actually already added it back in. What's our record, JC? We died to burn, we're currently dying to dredge. I'm all for banning humans. Let's start with the confirmed cheaters. It's funny because it's sad. Alright, looking for a Fatestitcher. I actually disagree, Ape. I think losing to decks like Lantern and Tron and these other non-deterministic decks feels far worse than losing to Lantern, than losing to that deck ever felt. In my opinion, the deterministic kills out of Splinter Twin actually made it less offensive than a lot of the decks that exist. Justin's crappy July deck. That shouldn't be in there. I'll have to check the extension. Maybe it's broken. You can always see the current deck queue on my website too. Oh, yeah. The opponent, their laptop turned off or something. They lost power switch. Let me check. Maybe there's a bug with my extension that I have. Extension looks okay here. Yeah, this is fine. I was talking about a mono blue splash red deck in standard. It's not a deck that I've played on stream. It's a deck that one of my buddies put together that I've played a little bit off stream. What if we didn't do that? From my experience talking to a lot of people, it sounds like for about $100 you can get most standard decks on Arena. Were we just dead if they can flag for 0 and then 7'd us? Yes. Oh, that's just a preview, goalie. That's a preview window showing what the extension looks like. So that's not live. So that's like showing if somebody else wanted to install my decklist extension for a reason. How often will I stream / play Artifact? I'm planning to do at least 3 Artifact streams next week. I don't know if I will do more than that or if I will continue doing 3 every week long term, but next week I plan to do 3 to gauge interest in Artifact content with my viewer base. So I'm planning to stream Artifact Monday, Tuesday, Thursday nights next week. We find like a lightning bolt, we could probably kill them here. Every spell I cast does 3 damage. Is that a good gauge since it will be so novel? Well, I mean, I can always reassess later, Mr. Manat, if that changes. But if something's novel to start, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So a land actually gives me an extra draw here, basically, right? So I want to land. Hey, Elegant Chaos Gaming. Glad to have been here for 2 glorious months. Looking forward to many more. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. We did draw Treasure Cruise Plus here. You clickbait title as something like former Magic professional. I'm not milling the land. I get to draw it with Jeskai Ascendancy. Oh, look. Oh, look, another draw 3. Okay, well, this plan worked. Opponent's draw was a little bit slow. Able to get Pyromancer Ascendancy going. Thoughts on the Detective Pikachu trailer? It looks awesome. I am super excited for live action Pokemon. As a child who grew up in the 90s playing a lot of Pokemon on Game Boy. It's everything I've wanted and so much more. Damn it, desk. Oh, this stupid thing. Like randomly decides it doesn't want to go up. This is the first time you're playing Modern Allies on stream. Can't seem to find the deck list. You can always find deck lists for upcoming decks linked in my deck queue. We've played Allies on stream before, but not the current iteration that we're going to be playing today. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick while our Dredge opponent's taking a hot second. I mean, has the Carter decks named after in it. Would you mind explaining the cut on Thought Seeds in the Grid Black Elves deck? I think Stain the Mind is just more powerful in the matches where you want that type of effect. I'd rather just take away my combo deck opponent's key combo card or take away all the Terminus from the blue-white control deck. Should I consider / not consider? I currently have an uplift desk, and it has issues going up and down like I do there. After doing more research on the brand, it sounds like uplift is one of the cheapest desks for a reason. So I'd probably recommend staying away from them. They are cheaper than the alternatives, but I'm probably going to be replacing mine after Christy and I get everything sorted when we move. Their customer service has also been less than ideal when I've had to interact with them. What brands am I looking at? I actually haven't done a ton of research yet. I need to read more reviews. There are a lot of good comparisons online that, like, there were a number of comparisons that I looked at too that even went as far to, like, pull the desks physically apart and, like, examine the quality of the components that they use. Yes, that is exactly correct. The reason why my desk has issues going up and down with the electronics in it is because they didn't sponsor me. That is exactly why my desk has issues. It's because of their inability to sponsor me. I think I'm going to take the extra Ascendancy just in case they have, like, Nature's Claim or something like that in their hand. How do I feel about Ultimate Masters and the box toppers? I don't know. If you think the product's too expensive, don't buy it. Many Magic players are, like, gonna buy whatever they sell anyways, so there's gonna be a bunch of people that complained about how much it cost. They're all gonna go out and buy it anyways, so, like, who cares? As long as people keep spending obscene amounts of money on Magic stuff, the price is just gonna keep going up. Wizards a for-profit company in a capitalist society. They want all of your dollars. How many of your dollars are you willing to give them? That's how many they want. All right, we might actually combo here since they didn't do anything for a while. All right, they're confident I'm going to combo them. All right, well, turns out you can beat Dredge when they mold a form. Yeah, they want all of your dollars. They're just trying to figure out how many of them they can actually get. That's the ticket. The golden ticket is figuring out exactly how many of your dollars they can get. Like, one of the things I think people fail to recognize a lot of the time is that there are a lot of people who work at Wizards of the Coast that are very passionate about Magic the Gathering, and they love what they do, and they want to make the game as great as it can be, but they're not the people that get to make all of the decisions. The people in the suits who answer to the shareholders, those are the people that get to make a lot of the decisions. So, like, just because there's people that work at WotC that's passionate doesn't mean that Wizards of the Coast is your friend and that they want to help you. They're a company that's looking to make money, like most companies. And, like, when people do things like complain about the price of the fancy Planeswalker packs that we had with Ravnica, but then they sell out instantaneously, obviously it wasn't an issue, right? Like, I just don't know how we ever beat Burn with this deck. Let's give it a shake here one more time, but I am not optimistic. We beat Dredge because they mulliganed to 4 and didn't do anything in game 3. Dredge beat itself 2 games in a row, so we managed to win that one. It's our second time playing against Burn. Yeah, we're gonna play another one. We're gonna wrap the day up with allies. This deck feels like a worse version of Jeskai Ascension. And that deck, the last time we played it, we came to the conclusion that we would rather just be playing the blue-red Arclight Phoenix deck. So, like, this feels like a worse version of a deck that's a worse version of something else. And they just, like, play an Eidolon here, I can never win. Ooh, not an Eidolon. Probably still dead before we can do anything. They're just like, gonna kill us on turn 4. It's like their turn 2. Yeah, I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna move on and play something else. This deck is really clunky and awkward. So, basically, what this deck did was, it takes the green creature accelerants out of the Jeskai Ascendancy deck that we've played a bunch of on stream that I really like. It's fun and it's competitive. And it replaces those cards with these interactive elements. And these Lightning Bolts and Path to Exiles, they aren't good enough interaction to keep you from not dying in Modern. They aren't consistently good enough interaction to let us get to turn 4. And this deck literally can never win before turn 4. There's... basically, I feel like your deck in Modern needs to, like, Goldfish a turn 3 kill sometimes, or play Thoughtseize Inquisition is basically what it comes down to. And this deck definitely... I think if you hit a very specific subset of matches, like most things in Modern, you could probably play this deck and have it be fine. Like, this deck is probably okay against, I don't know, blue-white control and blue-red control, like decks that aren't very good. But, like, even against, like, green-black and Jund, like, those decks are full of Assassin's Trophies and Abrupt Decays. And, like, you can never get under them. And you can't race the decks that are more aggressive than you. So, like, if you can't race the more linear decks, and you're not very good against the interactive decks, like, what are we really playing this deck for? There are a good selection of fair decks that you can play in Modern. It's just that they're doing a very specific subset of things. You need to play Thoughtseize. You need to play Inquisition. You need to try and not die.